Oh, hey, I'm sorry. Good evening, guys. You guys catch me every single time sniffing my beers pre-show. Hold on. Oh God. Well, it is Tuesday, June the let's say June the 3rd. Holy Jesus, we're in June already. Um, it is a Tuesday, which means it is Buddy's Hump Day. So of course, why wouldn't Buddy enjoy? Hi everyone. Hi Courtney. Courtney's doing her best. Having some little technical difficulties between StreamYard and the book face. She's doing her best to spread my face. All about the book face, all about the social media. So if you can't watch me on Get Haunted, you sure as shit can watch me on anything that Courtney is posting right now as I speak, or on my own Facebook page, Buddy Thayer, or at a Van Down by the River podcast on YouTube or on the book face, wherever you can find my face and hear my voice. We have a lovely show. We have a lovely show prepared this evening. Not only is Buddy drinking this isn't a very heavy beer. I wouldn't go heavy midweek. I don't usually like to drink beers during the week, like my good friend Jeffrey Hearn. Mm. Although sometimes I have to make an exception, because this is the Founders All Day IPA, right? It's an IPA, but guys, it's not really an IPA. It's like 4.7%. It's very light. It's a mow the lawn kind of beer. I'm gonna mow the lawn and have a few of these because it's an easy, cool, crisp, refreshing drink. And I'm not getting paid or sponsored right now by Founders to say that. I'm just saying, guys, just heads up. This isn't the beer show. The beer show comes on. I'm sorry. The beer show would normally be on Three Dudes Brews, if you will, would normally be scheduled this Thursday. We had to postpone because of this having a little thing. So we're gonna come on. You can see us live Thursday, June the 12th, as we host longtime brewer, longtime friend Mark Pappy. He's gonna come on the show and talk about beers. We're gonna talk about his beers that he used to make, his beers that he's making now. Some of his homebrew classics. Mark Pappy once, not that anybody who's a ghost into the ghosty stuff cares about beer, or Rhode Island beer for that matter. Mark Pappy used to own Six Pack Brewing in Bristol, Rhode Island. He recently retired into grandfathership and sold the business to a lovely brewing partnership called their brewery is called Tragmar Brewing. It's all Irish based. So Buddy's like right at home. It's like Mark who? No. Mark is an awesome guy. He's gonna join us next Thursday. Tune in this Thursday, hopefully, if Ed finishes Ed is like the Leonardo da Vinci, and it's appropriate that he lives in North Providence. Because like the famous Italian painter, Ed is like painting a masterpiece with the episode 9 that's due to come. It's been due to come out for like the last month and a half now. Ed has been really putting a lot of work into it, making a lot of new special graphics and fun stuff. Join us as we visit Crafted Hope Brewing in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. We get to talk to the lovely Kyle Toasty. It's probably Toasty. I don't know. It's Kyle. He's a great guy. He makes great beers. We did one of the first beers that he came out that he put out onto the market when he opened his doors on Black Friday of this past year. Was Three Dudes and a Brew, almost like Three Men and a Baby, but in a brew. And the brew was a Snickers porter, so it had like that chocolate. It was dark. It was beautiful. Chocolate, like right off the hit. You smell. It's like you can smell the caramel. You can taste the caramel in the back of your throat, and smooth finish. Beautifully crowded. We put tons of those little Hershey Kisses in there. Boxes of the nibs, I think they call it. Ton of nibs. We had a few beers. We had a few burgers. We had a few laughs. It was a great time. Check out episode 9. We uncrack episode 9. Like I said, I hope Thursday. Tomorrow I'm working a double, so I'm not able to put it out tomorrow. We're gonna put it out on Thursday. It's gonna be a great time. You can see who actually comes through with the top cock. You can see which dude gets completely skunked in the top cock contest. You can see which dude just barely loses, reclaiming the top cock, and which dude actually hold on to the top cock. Nah, it's enough about beer talk and the beer show. I don't want to give too much beery stuff away. You can check out all the great things that we do at Three Dudes Brews, www.threedudesbrews.com. We have merch. We have shirts now. We got like hats and stuff. We got like fun beer stuff. It's just stickers. Yeah, it's a great time. So check that out. Da 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 da. The goat. If I'm gonna bring the goat on in. Trevor says, my Facebook page on my computer is in like Estonian. It's okay, man. I'm not worried. You guys are there. You are supportive. You're wonderful. Whatever you're doing, wherever you get in my face, I'm sure it's being seen by many. No worries. Get haunted. Great people get haunted. They they either get my face out there, or they they get my face, or they tech support. Yeah, they're just great people. Tech support all around. Surgical ninjas of the internet. Buddy has such trouble with the internet from time to time. So I'm gonna bring in before we're gonna get to tonight's guest. She should be here in about 10 minutes or less. Before I bring in, before you take me by the hand and we walk into a world, I'm gonna talk a little bit about sports. There's not a lot for Buddy to be excited about with sports these days. So in these 10 minutes, I'm going to bore you with a little bit of downtrodden talk. The which is not downtrodden to start off. The New York Knicks guys who lost to the Indiana Pacers, they beat the Celtics, and then I rooted against them every single day after that to lose or to get sick or to have like explosive diarrhea. They went ahead and fired their coach Tebow, who had the best run for the New York Knicks in 25 years. He's known many winning seasons, and he almost took them to the big dance. He got past the reigning champion Boston Celtics, probably by crook more than hook. But yeah, they went ahead and fired Tom Tebow today, and insiders are not really sure why they parted ways, and they're trying to figure which coaching options would be best next. I hope all the bad luck and all the worst luck to the New York Knicks in their quest for a new coach. In other news, in college sporting news, more men come out and allege sexual misconduct by the ex. Thank God he's an ex Iowa University doc. You see this a lot, guys, in college sports. This happened in Pennsylvania. Was it the Penn University? One of the greatest coaches of like all time, his whole legacy. Joe, what was his name? See, if I had my sports co-host on, he would be able to. He'd be whittling it out already. I just can't. Joe Paterno had that big thing where he had an assistant that was like diddling boys for years, and he kind of turned a blind eye. And then in the end, when it came out at the end of his career, it completely destroyed any of the good that he did for football, for college football. Any of that shit. So, I get long story. If you're hurting children, or if you're a pederast and you're getting away with it, your days are numbered, pal. Especially nowadays. You're gonna get caught. You're gonna get labeled a sex offender, and you're gonna have to like go house to house in every neighborhood that you live in for the rest of your life. So, and then probably other ridicule. Much deserved. The Pacers of Indiana traveled to the OKC, Oklahoma City, if you will, for Thursday's game 1 of the NBA Finals. OKC has been a great team all year. They swept right through the West in the NBA playoffs. They pooped down the Nuggets when the Nuggets thought they were going to win. OKC came through and they destroyed them. They swept through the entire conference. Indiana, on the other hand, has looked since like Christmas Day, where they were just a 500 mediocre team. They've been on fire, kid. They've been winning games. They were devastating. I forgot who they beat before New York, but they destroyed New York, and it was absolutely beautiful to see after New York did what they did to my beloved Celtics. So while the basketball season for me is over, the Pacers and the OKC Thunder to start the NBA Finals on Thursday. If I was going to pick anybody, I would put my money on the Pacers because they're the underdog. There's probably a good sized point spread, and they're a tough basketball team. And you know what? It'd be nice to see somebody different win the NBA Finals. OKC's been in it a few times as of late, as in the last 20 years. The Pacers, really, they've gotten near there. They've knocked on the door. They had that guy, what was his name? Reggie, Reggie, the tall guy, bald head. He'll come to me. He was great for years. I don't think he ever got a ring, so that sucks. So, go Indiana. Sources say that this makes me want to take a sip of my beer really quick, because this is disgusting for me. Hold on. The Pittsburgh Steelers are renewing their talks with my Dolphins tight end, Sean Smith. This guy was set records for the Dolphins last year for tight end receptions, touchdown passes are caught, obviously not thrown. He's tall, he's athletic. He was our leader in every category on offense. There is no way that the Finns should trade him away. But if it's my Dolphins, if I know my beloved Dolphins, and believe it or not, I know my Dolphins, they will take every good opportunity and absolutely flush it down the toilet, and totally shit next season away before next season even starts. Two is while there's talk that our 7th round draft pick quarterback is the next, dare I say, Dan Marino, considered by some in football. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna pan out. Tua is, somebody sneezes next to him and he gets a concussion. They did add to their offensive line. We do have some of the fastest running backs in the NFL. Tyreek Hill is currently still a Miami Dolphin, and I think all is forgiven with all that baby bullshit he pulled at the end of last season. I don't know, whatever, dude. Just catch some football. Just play some football. So I hope my Dolphins don't trade away Jonnu Smith. But they probably will. The Seahawks. But who cares about the Seahawks? The Panthers are still embracing the underdog role. Yeah, they suck. They've been terrible for years. The Vikings, all-time Iron Man. Marshall dies at 87. Good for you, dude. 87 years old. My beloved Red Sox, it's the top of the 4th inning. They have a man on first. There's the Angels have a man on first. There's 2 outs. Red Sox are down 3-1 right now. They looked great last night, and they started to mount a comeback, and they lost in the end of the game. They lost to a mediocre Angels team, where this past weekend they almost swept the Braves, one of the best teams in baseball. So the Red Sox have everything going on that they need to have going on paper. These guys just cannot put it all together when it all matters and score a run. So many games they were down a run, and they just could not seal the deal. Other games going on tonight: the Colorado Rockies, the worst team in baseball, are tied with the Marlins. The Cubs, one of the better teams in baseball, are beating the heck out of the Washington Nationals, and the Astros are ahead of the Pirates right now, 1-0. So before I bring on tonight's guest, she's not even here yet. So I have a few more minutes. I have a few more sportsy topics that I can discuss. So this past weekend, I was privy to aid to play crew to one of my best friends in this world, Jeff Ahern. I mentioned his name before. He's been on the show. He comes on the show and usually talks shit about the Dolphins somehow in the chat room. And I always put hey, haha, funny, you jerk, and whatever. It's all funny games. So this guy, he ran he started at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. We were up in West Chesterfield, Mass. So if y'all not familiar with the lovely region, the lovely state of Massachusetts, in the western half of the state, they have what's called the Berkshire Mountains. So they have this. What is that say? Okay. They have this this trail that goes along this river, which is at the bottom of this 60-foot gorge. It's like a river, yeah, it's 60 feet down. And he's running on a trail, not like a road, not like on a course, not on clay, not on pavement or flat dirt for that matter. He's running in holy shit mud, because I don't know if anyone's from New England. You know that this weekend we got 4 inches of rain on Saturday between between like 7 and 11, and I was out in it waiting for this guy to come back. So he'd run like 15 miles out. Rather 7.5 miles out, 7.5 miles back in. After every lap, he would have like a snack group or whatever. I watched this man run 65 miles in just under 15 hours. Through some of the most heaviest rain, mud. He came back from lap 1. He had mud up to his mid thighs. Like on injury, not to mention on a knee injury. Talking about athleticism and sportsmanship. At 44 years old, he's not like a spring chicken. He's not young anymore. He's got no blondes left on his head. It's all white. And he's running these massive marathons. And I want to say, hey man, I'm proud of you. You did awesome. Screw it, you didn't finish. He was on 1 hour of sleep, ladies and gentlemen, in like Christ, almost 36 hours, and he ran 65 miles in 15 hours. As a fat kid, I'm like, dude, you're nuts. But I mean, it's a great testament to athleticism. It's a great testament to like setting a goal and achieving that goal, no matter how holy shit that goal might be. While you didn't make the 100 miles, dude, you slept 1 hour and 36 hours. You ran, holy shit, 65 miles. If I slept an hour and tried to drive 65 miles, I don't know that I'd be able to do that. Forget about running. Forget about even walking. I get to like 10 miles, be like, screw this. Let's go get some beers or something. Ugh. But anyway, that's what I did this weekend. And then we came home, and his son Connor, it's my dude, my dude that doesn't drink beers, and he's 10 years old. He's playing baseball. We went to see his ball game. He was playing first base for the first half of the game. And then Gibbery decides, his coach Gibbery, he decides to put him at the pitcher's mound, and he let the kid pitch. He didn't throw all strikes, but he didn't throw all balls either. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna teach you these funny tricks you can do with a baseball. Make anybody and their brother absolutely swing at it. It's I don't know what I'm doing right now. It's absolutely fantastic. I'm trying to download a few pitches. Excuse me, as I try and back myself up in conversation as I try and keep myself occupied. So, yeah, that's really all I got for sports. Downloads really quick. This isn't coming up. All right, so I'm gonna have to work on that mid-show. Anyway, tonight's show. Our guest is in studio. She's ready to go. I'm ready to go. My name is Buddy. Here we go. Take me by the hand. I'm the paranormal investigator. Why is it always like, before I bring in tonight's guest, why do we always refer to a haunted house with like negative connotation? It's not always negative, kids, but I mean sometimes it is. But anyway, I digress. Tonight's guest, she joins us live from the lovely state of Pennsylvania. Lovely state, one of my favorites. I try and go there once a year to this little hamlet called Gettysburg once a year. She is a paranormal investigator. Speaking of paranormal investigators, she's also a director, or I don't know if she owns it, but she runs paranormal stuff out of the DOS House in also in Pennsylvania. Please welcome to the show, Shauna.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Unique Paranormal 1.5. That's like a second take of a paranormal group. Explain that to me.
It is. So my mom was heavily involved in the paranormal field, and her group was Unique Paranormal 1. She passed away in September of 2023, and I took her group over for her and renamed it Unique Paranormal 1.5, hoping to be half of the investigator that she was. Awesome lady she was.
That's an incredible tribute. I lost my wife in 2019. She was like the driving force, pushing me to be an investigator. It's and I'll never go back. I'll never not do this, because this is absolutely phenomenal.
It becomes like your journey for them, for sure.
Yeah, right, for sure. So you grew up with a paranormal investigator? You grew up with your mom always?
Well, no, I wasn't always with my mom. Through like elementary, middle school, I lived mostly with my dad. And then about 15, me and my mom started getting a lot closer. And then when I became an adult, she moved out of state, and I kind of tagged along and ended up here in Pennsylvania. I'm originally born and raised in Michigan, and ended out here in PA.
Funny enough, I was looking at my beard, and I'm like, was it made in like like, is it made in Pennsylvania? And like, no, it said Michigan. I'm like, well, Michigan's
There
still a good
it
state. It ended up being a state. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I went out to Michigan as a kid. My father's like a wicked history dork, as now I. So we didn't go to, well, we went to Disney like once, but it wasn't like an every summer type of thing. He took
Yeah.
us to in Dearborn, Michigan, the Ford Museum in Greenfield Village.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, that was awesome. This is
Cool place.
probably the best. You know of it? You've been?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's I feel
Yeah.
like not everybody knows about it, maybe because it's not Disneyland, it's not Six
Oh
Flags.
yeah. If you're born and raised in Michigan, you know about the Henry Ford Museum for sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Your
awesome.
science center is bomb there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The whole everything like just the guy who wrote Webster's dictionary, his house is like sitting there, and then it's next to like Edison's laboratories from like New Jersey. They picked it up and they moved it. Excellent tribute to history. So, what called you, other than your mom being involved in it? What called you into the paranormal? Was there always an interest, or
That was it. That was it.
Yep.
She always did it, and like I said, when I was that pain in the ass kid that just went along with her to hang out, and always thought she was kind of full of bull,
Yep.
when I was younger. And then she, as I got older and started meeting people, and you were just talking about Gettysburg, we go to the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash every year. That was like our yearly trip together.
I was there last year. I understood. I was there last year. That's a good time. Honestly,
how come I didn't see you? Like we're there every year.
I didn't have a table. I just wandered around and did my thing.
Did you get a table this year?
I didn't. I'm yet to get a table this year. I don't know if I will. I just like to. I don't mind being tied down to a table, but that's what like paranormal conferences. I did them for years, and as good as it is to like network with other people and you talk to the public and whatnot, there's so much going on that you miss out on. So
that is
I just
true.
like to go just to go. You guys are doing something paranormally, like a conference coming up. Creep It Real, is that you?
Yep, that's us. June 21st. We just recently had to move our venue because of some shenaniganness.
Yeah, I believe it.
Some shenaniganness. So, but it turned out to be bigger and better. So we were at a community hall right in Loretto, right across the street from the Doss House, which was going to be just as awesome. But fortunately, we are now having the vending event at the Cambria County Old Stone Jail, which is about 8 minutes from the Doss House. So
nice.
That's where we're gonna be at June 21st.
Old jails are fun too. There's a lot of awful, negative feelings and emotions that are
so cool. Like the vendors are super stoked now because now they get to set up their stuff in a jail cell, and it's gonna be awesome. We got some
totally.
Awesome
I worked in a forensic jail. They said it was a hospital. It was not a hospital place. It was definitely a jail, and they handcuffed people, all that shit. It was pretty awful. But I mean, that negative, that feel. There was certainly paranormal activity at this jail for sure, and I would most imagine most jails, even some of the oldest ones in the country, are probably some really haunted locations.
This one for sure. Like, I don't really know a whole lot of the history there, but like there's an old dungeon where they used to chain people up. Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry, dog.
They used to chain people up in the basement. They have, and like the other side on the back side of the old jail part, it's the weirdest thing. It's like they built this 4 or 5 story bullpen. To me, it's like a human cage. It's like 4 stories high, 1 story underground, gates that close it in. You can see it's
shit, huh?
It's the wildest stuff I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what there was like no rehab 30 years ago and more. It was all just like treat these guys terribly. And so what if they die? Whatever. I was so I like yourself. I belong to certain organizations and help them to raise money with the paranormal because that's a great way to do it. For a while I helped out the East Greenwich Historical Society here in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. They their headquarters was based at the old Kent County Jail. It was like this. It was like a house where the family that ran the jail for like 6 generations would live, and then the jail itself was a brick building attached to the back of the building.
Wow.
Yep. The first floor was the women and the debtors. No. The second floor was the women and the debtors. So if you were in debt back in the day and you had to go to jail, you had to go to jail for it at nighttime. And they'd let you work in the day to pay off your debt. The women, and then the first floor was like your normal. There were like 5 cells on each side, and there were 2 rows. And then you go in the basement, and underneath the brick building, there was a doorway, a small hole, and you go in there, and you could only stand like 4 feet, and you got to crouch down these little like hovels like built into the building where it was solitary confinement, and they would just throw people there in the darkness. And
that's how it is at this jail. That's how it is at this jail.
And the most terrifying part of this whole story is, I met with one of the historians after years of doing this stuff, and we always experienced stuff down there. So it was always like the most activity was always right in front of that doorway. Yeah. And she's like, "Have you ever seen the chalk line out in front of on the back of the building, on the back of the jail?" I was like, "The chalk line? What do you mean?" She's like, "It's the flood line." It's like, "Oh." It's like I didn't even think of that. It's the marina, the bay. It's like a very sheltered bay, but the bay runs in right behind it.
Yeah.
Like, what was the chalk line for? She's like, that's the highest point when the floodwaters came in that it would run up to it, and that was on the regular. It was at that point, and that's like 6-7 feet above basement level. So these guys, if they were left down in solitary, they were drowning. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty awful. That's pretty horrible.
Yeah,
so I couldn't even imagine what kind of activity still lingers there. Screaming. We've caught. Granted, the historical society had to sell the building to a private owner just because they couldn't afford repairs and all that stuff that went into it. But we got a EVP right down there. It was a whisper, "Help us!" It was so creepy.
That's
creepy.
Wild.
Oh, it's great. I can't make this shit up. This is like sometimes you're just sitting in the dark, or you're just feeling like you're sitting in the dark forever. And you're just talking to yourselves, and other times it's like wicked active. You find that sometimes it's like nothing.
Oh yeah, and then it becomes kind of like an addiction, trying to find the next one, the bigger one, the longer one, the more clearer one. So
yeah, the best. Cool. Where would you say is as an investigator, your best EVP, your best experience?
Ooh, well, it wasn't an EVP; it was an actual image, actually captured in the Doss house. It still hits me pretty. I can't go into the basement at the Doss house by myself since this happened. We caught a fairy, and we didn't even know it at the time. We were on a live video, and another one of my friends had caught it later on when they were reviewing the footage. And clear as day, there's this little girl standing between the furnace and the wall, like dead on straight, like
clear,
dark eye socket, super clear. You could see her ear, her hair, her eye sockets, her jawline, her nose, her shirt. Like it was wild. That's super wild.
You don't see photos like that all the time that they're so clear. And I've caught in like shadows, and not that I'm saying shadow people because I'm not really sure where I stand on that. Honestly, I don't know if it's like light being cast through an object, and that's what we're seeing, or they're actual like entities that are shadow people. Honestly, I lean towards the first one.
I think it's kind of like how we see them because we're seeing them from our peripheral.
Right.
So even like if you see anything move in your peripheral, it's not going to have a clear image to it, and especially if it's dark or darker, it could kind of stagnate that image a little bit too.
True. So, I've caught like this blobby white mist. They call it the white mist. I've seen images in that. I've seen like a little boy clutching his knees. I've seen a face in a cemetery. That was really weird. Yeah. But it's cool how they manifest.
The SLS cameras now, like we get some crazy intelligent stuff with that now too.
Is that the stick figure stuff?
Yeah.
What did you? What's your best stuff with the SLS? What are your thoughts on that?
Everywhere. And most recently, like in the forefront of my mind, is obviously the Doss house because we've been doing so much stuff there. But there's a barbershop there at the Doss house, and we always put somebody in the chair, and so we actually get a stick figure come up behind someone in the chair, messing with their hair, or we put my nephew in the chair one time, and he would put his hand out. And if this figure would come over and you'd say, give me a high five or touch my head. Like it was like dead on wherever we asked for the touch, it happened. We had spirit dancing with another one of our teammates in the barbershop there. So yeah, like a lot of cool positive energy we get in that barbershop. It's pretty awesome.
That's cool. What are your thoughts now? This is an area where I'm kind of like, huh. What are your thoughts on cell phone apps? People using cell phone apps.
I mean, we use them sometimes. Like the Necrophonic app, I like because it's not like distinct. You're still having to, use the frequencies to depict what you're hearing. The ones that throw words at you, I mean, to each is your own. If you want to use it, have at it. I'm not trying to push my opinion on anybody, but word apps, not a fan.
They're suggestive. They're very suggestive. They say like the most darkest, awful things.
Like, so now the only time I was like a maybe on one of those apps was we were in a specific place where there was a not so nice energy and a response came across with a big O F you and 3 exclamation points. And that had never come across before. So maybe in that moment, but overall, I'd rather use digital recorders, touch or light equipment. Yes, no, something that can give you a little bit more intelligent response.
Do you do like the flashlight thing? I haven't done that personally, but I've seen it.
We do.
I've seen it done.
I think it's cool. Yes. My wife, Danielle, actually, she does that a lot in the dowsing rods a lot. And those, we seem to get a lot of intelligent, sometimes it's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, the craziest we've had with mag lights was actually at the Fairfield Infirmary in Ohio. We set up in a room there, and each teammate has their own mag light. So we had like 7 or 8 mag lights set up all around the room. And it was the craziest mag light experience of my life. Like every time a question was asked, it wasn't just one of the mag lights, and they were all dead on at the same time, on and off or nothing. And that was pretty cool. It was actually the mag light experience at Kane Manor in Kane, Pennsylvania that made me a believer in the paranormal.
Why is that?
My mom planned an investigation there. This was probably about 7 or 8 years ago. Still very skeptical then. And they placed a mag light on a piano. And, I'm messing with the flashlight and all this stuff. And
you got to. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. And then nobody was there. Like it was just the piano and the flashlight. And, they're getting some responses on some different equipment. But when they asked Spirit to play a key on the piano and turn the flashlight on, and it literally happened within about a half of a second of asking.
Wow, that's kind of cool. That's a little bit too much to be coincidence, honestly.
And a hard stroke of a key on a piano. Yeah, it definitely had my attention in that moment for sure.
That's always really cool when that happens. I would honestly probably shit my pants.
Definitely had my attention. That was for sure.
That instant response. I got an aunt. She investigated with us for a while when she lived up here in Rhode Island. She's a licensed social worker, so she retired down in South Carolina. Good for her. But she bought a house on what was a former I think it was the Fox plantation. And she texted me today. She's like, "But the way this thing happened," I'm like, "Oh, you don't say what happened." And she's like, she's seen apparitions of African Americans. She saw one guy. She's like, he had like a harness on him. It had like a bell over his head. I'm like, oh God, that's like they used to attach those on runaway slaves, so they know if they were running. So she saw a man like that. She saw a woman like in her kitchen sweeping, and these are all new houses. These are all new houses in this new whole huge. It's probably like easily like 500 acres. It's like a small
residual effects from the land, then.
Right, for sure. So, and they'll like respond to like knocks. So they'll show themselves. So it's more than residual. I feel it's probably a little bit more intelligent. So she was yesterday. She's like, I haven't seen you guys in a while. I haven't heard anything. Are you guys still here? Can you do something? Can you knock? Can you make a noise? It's like this morning, I was in my office alone in the house, and I heard this crash. And she's like, I went into the bathroom and there was this bowl that I had like shells on the top of the toilet. It just fell off and shattered. I'm like, well, you asked for it. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, she did. She asked for it.
She asked for a response and she got one. But now, what are your thoughts on? I'm sorry.
Doesn't
go
that
ahead.
make you wonder? Doesn't it make you wonder though? Like there was nothing there before. Obviously, these spirits were there. Were they just kind of hanging out in the field, or like what were they until a house was put there? Like those types of things intrigued me too. Like trying to understand.
Or like what happens to a haunted house is haunted, blah blah blah. The house gets torn down. Do they still remain there on the land? And then when another house is built, they end up in that house? How does that work?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of stuff. I guess we'll find out when we get there. I guess
someday, unfortunately, we'll find out. But
unfortunately,
it's just like weird shit like that. Or what allows one spirit to be intelligent to hang on to send like enormous amounts of messages, enormous, and another one to nothing. You know why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Weird.
Tell me about this Doss house, though. What's how'd you get involved with that? What's your connection to them?
The Doss house, actually, my wife and myself, we own it. We are the owner. We are the owners of it. And again,
live there?
Oh no way! No way!
It'd be a great opportunity.
I won't even go in there by myself, man.
I believe it.
Nope. So again, it stems back to my mom. She had always wanted to own it, like an Airbnb, a haunted Airbnb. That was a little like I can't really. That's a big cash money deal right there. But
yeah.
So after she passed away, it became my wife's mission to find a place, which then turned into kind of like my grief journey for my mom. So we kept looking. We drove through Loretto. She knew the person that owned this house when you see it, there's something up with it. So we got a hold of the owner. We got inside. We wanted to investigate it to see if it was actually haunted, like we were feeling that it was. And it 100%. Like the first night we were in there, started literally with a bang. Sounded like a shotgun went off under our feet. The floor rose up. We had some, heard some people up. It was just nuts.
That's
so
good.
Yeah. So luckily for us, the owner was willing to sell it. It had been sitting empty for 2 years. They were debating tearing it down, or not really sure exactly. So we bought that as a memoriam, obviously for my mom, but also for my wife's past loved ones and stuff like that. And we were getting deeper involved into the paranormal community, and we just wanted to provide another space for people to come paranormal investigate. And
that's tremendous. And there's not enough. There's not enough locations for people to come out or there's not enough locations that are like remotely reasonable, and people like to charge excessive amounts of money to.
And we knew that going in, like we wanted to put in there things that we liked to have going to places, like a bathroom, heat. We have all of those things. There's a bathroom, there's heat, there's running water. Feminine products, women, because you never know. Accommodating things, snacks, drinks, coffee, and lots of spirits. So that was our goal, and people seem to love it, and we couldn't be happier. It's going really well for us, and like I said, like any other place, you go in there one night, it's crazy, crazy activity,
crazy.
You go in there another night, and it's quiet, or you get someone who is just wants to just sit in there and listen to the noises. It's definitely building a name for itself.
The difference in the activity. So I've had this happen at many places that I've been to, where one night is like dead. No pun intended, just dead, awful. We're just talking to each other and bored within 3 hours. Like, fuck. But still, all right, how about them Yankees? Oh, fuck the Yankees. Whatever. But then we go back like a week later, and it's crazy. One such place like Fort Adams here in Rhode Island was like that. It was nothing the first night, and then we went back a week later. We were followed around by a disembodied voice for half the night. It was absolutely phenomenal.
I am a firm believer that, I'm a firm believer that energy helps create energy. Energy, if you are a group that is pumped up and you are ready to roll and, you know, you're bringing the energy into an investigation, obviously the energy that's there is going to feed off of that energy and produces a lot more activity. Compared to like if you're just, you know, kind of walking in, not really like just kind of look, oh, this is just a house, and you're not really vibing it. Then you know, you might get somebody grumbling in your ear and you kind of question it, or you have absolutely nothing with you to actually confirm that something is there, you know, and you're in the middle of a town. So you're hearing cars, you're hearing kids, you know, people next door. So it just kind of like brings that tone down a little bit. And then you have people who are actually so afraid that that energy now is amplifying the energy in the house too, making it scary on a whole different level. So I'm a firm believer that, you know, when you go into a place, it definitely depends on how you are going in there.
Okay. I've been doing this for about 20 years or so now. For me, I've had some weird experiences that were remotely scary. But I mean, why is the paranormal such a fear factor? Why are we so terrified of these?
I think it's because it's the terrifying for me. It's the unknown.
Yep.
Not knowing and trying to figure out exactly what an energy is. Yeah. Because you, like in the Doss house, we have tons of positive, good feeling, you know, well-spirited spirits that, you know, just want to talk and communicate, and you can have fun. And then you come across other grumpier energies or tricksters that are like, hey, I'm over here. Oh, nope. Pick up all your stuff and come over here. Or I'm going to do this. I'm going to growl up here just to scare you to get a rise out of everybody in the house. Yeah, so I think it just depends. I don't know. It's not so much a fear factor for us as it is kind of like a spiritual adventure of trying to understand.
It's definitely exciting for sure sometimes.
Yeah. Like more for us, like we like to, if we come across a spirit like who's stuck in transition that needs help crossing over, or has a message that they're trying to relay to a loved one, or they're just completely content hanging out where they spent their whole life. And that's where a lot of residual energy comes into play too.
Right. Of course.
I think the residual energy is you're getting responses, but not the intelligent responses. But for some reason, like people like horror movies, of course, like it's the thrill of that adrenaline rush of being afraid that people are intrigued by, and they want more, they want more, they want more. And I think that's where a lot of this darker demon stuff is coming into play, because the audience loves it, right?
Of course. People eat that shit up all day.
Oh, absolutely.
Any demons or negative entities that exist in the Doss house?
There are definitely some not so feel good energies in a couple places in there.
But are we talking like an asshole spirit? Like someone who was an asshole in life and now they're just an asshole ghost? No. Or are we talking like inhuman?
There is an asshole doctor in there. 100%. There's an asshole doctor in there.
Most of them are. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So we have a crawl space. It's kind of like an attic space. Several different opinions on what is in there. Some people have said elemental. Some people have said something, you know, back from like the Native American times, that it is, you know, so old that, and I'm not educated in all of these things, so I don't know what all these different levels of things could be, but like so old, it's back to the Native American times. Then you have a whole nother energy that's in the basement, a very dark energy that actually we feel is trapped there. We had found out that in 1976, the family that was living there actually had to call in a paranormal investigation team in a very Catholic town. So it was very hush-hush, very quiet.
Of course. It still kind of is.
The guy across the street, he was best friends with the barber. So he knew but he knew very little. They came in there, and when he later asked Doss what they found out, all he told Frank was that he was seeing a little girl in a green dress quite frequently. She was mischievous. She was trying to get him to do things that obviously he was not going to do, like digging in the basement, or just constantly causing.
I guess the red flags that rolled up in my head. But go on.
Yeah, constantly causing trouble. And the only next thing that he said was that they found something not so nice in the basement, and he left it. He left it at that, and they never spoke about it again. And unfortunately, Doss is now haunting the house. But with the speculation is from several teams, several psychic mediums, is that there was something there, and this team came in and trapped it there. We had one person come and said as soon as they came up, they pulled up to the house, they saw like a Faraday cage over the house, basically telling them that something was done there that actually trapped these energies in there.
So they intentionally did this.
They intentionally trapped it there. Yeah, that's what we're presuming. Obviously, we have no facts of that.
Right. This is speculation, really.
Yeah, speculation and presumption, but from several different people. So it's kind of like building up its own, identity, I guess you could say. The more people that's going in there, and it's so new. Like we only just opened this place last October 31st on Halloween. So it's like every time a new group comes in there, more information. We try to cross post with historical documentation to see things that have happened. It's freaking awesome. Like it's that's why we've been there so much. Like I'm like, oh, this is happening at the Doss house, ironically because we've been there so much lately. So.
And I love that as an investigator, be able to make that connection to the past. Like you can find a document or a photograph that matches it. Like I've seen, not often, but I've seen spirits before. Or not that I knew that I was looking at it. I was like,
I've never had that. I've never had like a face-to-face encounter with anything like that.
It's been like 3 seconds have been so quick. People like you skip because you don't even like when you see them. It's so quick. If I'm looking directly at a spirit. At first, I'm assuming it's a person that I might know. Like, why are they looking like that? And I'll go and I'll look at them and they'll be gone. But then when you can,
different story.
What's that?
Oh yeah, we see seeing things like move.
Yeah,
I've seen stuff like that, but actual
appear and stuff or things move. And then, like the best was this aunt that was investigated with me for a while. She bought a house in West Warwick, Rhode Island, and they had this. She started having like activity, like ramp up, like wicked. She's like, but just do the history. Just do the history of the house. And then we were over there at her house for a meeting, and I was talking about, it was a ghost meeting, so I was talking about like evidence or whatever we had, and I glanced up quick, and I saw this young man. He was probably like in his mid-20s. He had black hair. He had brown eyes. He had a collared shirt on. It was buttoned like 3 buttons down, open, and he was like hanging on the it had like a room opening where he was standing was like the kitchen and this was the dining room. So he was standing there looking. I thought it was my cousin Jimmy who lived in the basement first.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's Jimmy in the kitchen. Let me say hi to him. And they look and they're like, no, Jimmy, you can hear him. He's downstairs yelling at his Xbox. Like, what the fuck was that just standing right there? So after doing some research in the property, the original owner, he was he went away to World War II in 1942, like most Americans did at that time. He served for 3 years, and on the back of on a draft card from 1945, it has your information, where you live, your next of kin, and then you flip it over, and it's like what they looked like, their height, their hair color, their skin color. It was a perfect description of my cousin Jimmy. Like, oh my God, that's the guy I saw, and he was an Italian immigrant. He came over here when he was a kid, and then he went and he fought for America in the war. But I mean, when you can match those, or I've seen a ghost and then seen a photograph. It's like, holy shit, that's the woman I just saw. Like,
that's the cool part.
She killed herself and then killed her husband. Like, what the fuck? That's spine tingling. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But So the Doss house sounds like a fun place. You're in you guys are right in the middle of Pennsylvania, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
Pretty much. Yeah, you're a little west of Gettysburg. And Hershey, the places that I travel,
we're about an hour. Yeah, we're about an hour and 45 from Gettysburg.
That's not too bad.
an hour and a half from Pittsburgh. So yeah.
Nice. Well, right in the middle there.
Yeah.
Nice. So you have been to Gettysburg. Have you investigated, or you just go for the history?
Oh no,
stuff?
we have we've been to the orphanage there.
Nice.
The 1912 historic Hoover House. We go there all the time. That was one of my mom's most favorite places. Pam and Steve run that place. We go there. We've obviously gone to Sachs Bridge.
People were trying to get me out to Sachs Bridge last year. I went with my girlfriend. She's not into the ghost stuff at all.
Oh,
so not at all. But she's never been to Gettysburg, so she's like, "Hey, will you take me around?" I'm like, "Will I?" I'm the biggest history dork ever. So I'm like, absolutely. So I skipped like half the ghosty stuff just to like.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was the second time I've been to Gettysburg last year. I would go to Gettysburg once a year and just do history all day long.
Literally like a weekend trip. You can't even get like a fraction of everything that you could possibly do.
Oh God, no! Oh my God,
so
no!
Much
so many. Stuff. I mean, monuments alone, it takes me several hours to see the ones that I want to see and to go to certain areas of the battlefield I want to see.
Yep. Or just like the little gems that are popped around. Like there was a monument literally set right. I mean, it's in Gettysburg, but right in the center of a neighborhood.
Oh wow!
Had a big mural on the wall, a couple of markers where soldiers had fallen and stuff like that. Literally, right, like you're standing in somebody's backyard, pretty much.
Yeah, Well, it was a massive battle that surrounded a small town. It's really cool. Another battlefield down that way. It's in Maryland, but Sharpsburg, aka Antietam. I've never investigated. I've never investigated any battlefields. I go simply because I'm a history dork. But I've been told by
nothing wrong with that.
hundreds of people have told me about dude, you gotta investigate. Hey, dude, when you come back next year, we're gonna do Sachs Bridge. I'm like, yeah, I'm ready, dude. Let's do it. But I mainly go to these spots just to. Even when I go to a ghost thing, I go just for history.
Yeah, what's cool is when you start off at Sachs Bridge, you investigate there, and then you just follow the trail back like a quarter of a mile, and then there's a second bridge. We actually get more activity at the second bridge than we do at Sachs Bridge.
No shit, huh?
Yeah.
Now, is there any truth? I've heard that the ghosty stories at Sachs Bridge, there was some maybe Confederate soldiers that were hung there, or any truth?
That is the story. I am unaware if it has actually been backed up with facts.
I don't know either.
We don't. When we do investigate there, the activity that we get is not related to that.
It's not Civil War related.
It is Civil War related, but not anything to do with the unaliving of things there. But lots of other people do. So I haven't experienced it yet. But yeah, that is the story that goes along with it. I'm not sure if it's like factual or it was just like the tale that's been told for many years.
And it's not just the battlefield. From what I understand, the college is super haunted. There's several bed and breakfasts in the town that are like incredible activity. Have you been around there, or you guys just stick with the battlefield?
I said, like 1912 historic Hoover House. It is a bed and breakfast. Cool. They're everywhere out there. Like I don't think there's a spot in Gettysburg that doesn't have activity, to be honest with you. Like, and you can just feel it coming into that area, as I'm sure you know.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's just a whole different feeling. Yeah, it's a whole different feeling. Absolutely. Totally. A good friend of mine, he traveled. He's a reenactor. He's a big history dork like myself. I don't reenact. I don't do all that stuff. But he was reenacting, and he's like, buddy, I wanted to go up to Gettysburg with my wife and my kid. It's like it's November. It's not the touristy season. He's like, we're out on Confederate Row, right by like the Virginia Monument, which is one of the best. And he's like out in the field. He's like, I swear to God, it looked like 100 fireflies. But then it almost looked like mini explode, like something that would like pop off from like a rifle, like a musket rifle.
Oh yeah, like a musket.
Because you would not see. You live in Pennsylvania, you could probably attest to this. Right around Thanksgiving, is there a ton of like fireflies that come out, or?
Well, not in the fall.
Okay. It's more of a summertime thing, I would think, right?
Late spring, early summer, yeah. And they will be everywhere.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere up here.
Oh, everywhere, yeah.
But like come November, everything's like frozen almost, and like we're looking at snow coming soon, which
Yeah.
is not my favorite time of year. And
Me
there's no more fireflies. There's no more butterflies. There's no more mosquitoes, which is great. There's no more black flies from Maine, which is better.
Those
Yeah,
damn June bugs are still around.
Oh, June bug? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we get June bugs up here.
What's a June bug? What?
It's like it's like a round, crunchy beetle that fly, and then they stick to everything.
Oh,
they have like this.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you mean. I remember finding them in the pool when I was a kid.
In the ear, not bomb your forehead. Or
oh god.
Oh yeah.
Bastards. Yeah, that sucks.
For real.
It's horrible. So where else have you ever gotten out to Philly? Have you ever gotten the Founding Fathers spots or any of the American Revolutionary War spots out there?
Not much out that way, other than Gettysburg. We haven't gone that way too far. We've done quite a few places in Ohio recently. Like I said, being a part of this team just started for us in 2023. So
yep.
The Fairfield Infirmary, we did Madison Infirmary, we did the Bel Air House 2 weeks back. That was something. Trying to think of where else. We do the Crescent Sanatorium here in Pennsylvania. Awesome location. The Nanny Glow Theater, obviously the Old Stone Jail. Penhurst. We've done Penhurst.
Oh yeah, there you go. I've never been to any of these places.
Oh yeah, super cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when my paranormal group was we've weaned down in the last few years just because I do podcasts, I do other things. And I do don't get me wrong, I love going out there. I'll investigate anybody's house, but for years all I did was residential cases, and we did historical stuff. We do 1 or 2 paid investigations a year. Where we give somebody a ton of money and go and investigate that place.
Right.
Honestly, I've always been happiest going into somebody's house and either finding something or not finding something.
Yeah.
And leaving them with the peace of mind that either A, there's nothing really going on here. It could be this, and this. Right. Or option B, this is your house. These are just people. Just tell them, hey, dude, you bother me. Leave me alone. And that empowerment has always been enough to keep me going. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to visit some of these amazing places, but
absolutely. And we're only just kicking off, doing the bigger stuff. But I think the smaller stuff is more humbling, and trying to do good for people.
Yeah, well, raising money for the paranormal. That's another. My paranormal friends, Cody and Satori Horse.
Absolutely, guys.
Yeah, you guys will have to head out there. Cody and Satori recently did a place that's like a second home to me. Actually, I have a key and an alarm code. But the Varner Memorial Armory in East Greenwich, they did a 2-part special. They talked to the same spirits I have in the last 10 years. It's absolutely amazing to see other investigators go in there and get some of the same experiences and talk to some of the same spirits. That's really
it's validating. That's what I love about the Doss House, when groups come in and a lot of people get the same things consistently. The validation of that is awesome.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, for sure.
If anything, it advances our field a little bit more. Give us a little bit of credit. I mean, I don't know. I feel most people believe in ghosts, but I don't know that ghost hunters are so. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think we hold any water in the public eye?
Well, it's either this way or this way. That's what I was saying. We've been going through this big debaticle about, at the end of the day for us, everybody matters, no matter what you believe in, why you're doing things. I'm just trying to do things for the greater good and create positivity. And like you said, doing things for charity if we can, bringing people together to just have a good time and, spread the love of community. That was the whole idea behind this Creep It Real festival. Was my mom. My mom was a person who literally loved anybody, and she would help anybody. She would see somebody post on Facebook that they're struggling with something. She had no idea who they were, but she would take that 2 minutes to reach out to let somebody know that she cared. So to me, and I'm also very much that way. So continuing that on for her was why I put the Creep It Real Festival together to begin with, to just bring community, not just of the paranormal, but everybody supporting the community. We have a young man who has some, mental delays and disabilities, and he started his own 3D printing company from his house, and he's going to be able to bring his stuff that he's made, or, the older community that, wants to supply their little baked goods that they make in their kitchen, but then you have Patty Negri, who's flying in from California to, do these things. We have Heather Matarazzo, who is in Princess Diaries and Hostel and Scream. And, so it's just a whole level of human beings coming together to have a good day and raise money for charity for the greater good of humanity.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. I hosted a gallery reading recently. I had a medium come on. She agreed to a 50-50 split with the Armory, and I did it at the Armory. They have a giant drill hall upstairs, and then they have this amazing museum downstairs.
Yeah.
And Cody and Satori, who they just went there, says that Varnum was awesome. Yes, man. Next time you investigate there, hit us up if we're in town. Dude, come on by, dude. Anytime you want to go, let's go, Cody. Let's go, Satori. Buddy has the key. Buddy has the alarm code. Buddy knows all the stories. Buddy's had a lot of experience.
All three of you just come to the Doss house and have a party there.
Yeah, we'll just pack up, go to PA, stop in Gettysburg on the way home. It'll be a good time,
couple
guys.
Spots you can hit within 10, 15 minutes of each other. You got the Doss house, you got the Old Stone Jail, and then Crescent Sanatorium. 3 awesome places within 15 minutes of each other.
That's amazing.
Make a weekend out.
Rhode Island's small. We have a few like blotched together. Then we have one that was out in the middle of the woods. She's not doing anything anymore. That might be for the best. It
gives me some Blair Witch vibes right there.
Yeah, a little bit. She makes an ass out of herself on social media, so it might be just best that she just stays unlicensed. I don't like to mention names or drop any, but she's a Rhode Islander. Okay. So you could, if you know Rhode Island and ghosty stuff, then you'll know that exactly who I'm talking about. What kind of a hot shit mess that woman is. So good for you and all the good things that you're doing for the paranormal and bringing to this field, Shauna. Where can people go if they want to book a night at the Doss house, and how much and what comes with?
Yeah, for sure. So your best spot right now, we are launching a website. Obviously, you have it up there, the Doss house. Yep. /PA, but it is still currently under construction with the event coming up. I just haven't had time to really dedicate any time to that. But your easiest way to get a hold of me is the Doss House of Loretto on Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. Shoot us a message there. You can shoot me an email at thedosshouse278@gmail. Get it. thedosshouse278@gmail.com. So we basically we're open 7 days a week. We allow, so it's a 12-hour investigation. The start time of your choice, from 1 to 8 guests. Sunday through Thursday is $250, and a Friday, Saturday is $350, or you can get the whole weekend for $500.
Bam.
Yep.
For everybody included.
Everybody.
It's not like $250 per person.
No. That's for the house for the whole time. So
that's incredible.
A Sunday through Thursday, $250.
It's affordable.
Friday, Saturday, $350. If you want it from Friday night at 6 p.m. until noon on Sunday, it's $500. We don't recommend any more than 8 people.
Yeah. Noise.
Smaller location. We want everybody to have a good time.
How many bedrooms is this house?
Okay, well, 1 main bedroom. Mm-hmm. So when you walk in, the original establishment of the house was built in 1810. It was the first building in the town when Prince Galitzin founded this town. So you have the original structure, 1810, with the original creepy ass basement that I was telling you about underneath. Yep. Directly above is 1 main bedroom, and just to the side of the bedroom is a smaller room. It was originally the original washroom to the house. So no running water, no anything like that, but it was a washroom. Later on, the last family that was in there had quite a few children and needed a little bit of extra space. So the washroom came out of there. It was an extra space for the kids. And then in the mid 1900s was when the barber shop was added to the property. And it was the first part of the property that actually had running water and a flushing, toilet.
Nice. Yeah.
And then, so when the barbershop was put on there, it was 2 entities. You had the house and then you had the barbershop. But then when the barber's wife fell ill, he actually then connected the two buildings together with a walkway and a ramp. And that's where she spent the end of her days, was over there in the barber shop.
That's kind of cool. Okay, so I downloaded the pictures that you sent me and like 6 times, and my computer is and I'm not so great with technology. So I'm going to share my screen and show some photographs that you shared with me before we wrap up tonight. Let me see if I can do present and share screen. And don't try this at home, kids, but here we go. Just the window. Okay, we'll do this. All right, let's see if this works. Hold on. Can everybody see that? All right, you see that? So what room is it?
Yep, sure do.
I see this awful doll right here.
Yes.
Total disclaimer, buddy hates fucking dolls. Hates them. But go on. Tell me a little bit about this room in this book that we're looking at instead of this awful doll.
This is actually, this is the living room. Again, the original part of the structure, living room.
Nice.
That is Clarabelle sitting in the chair there.
Oh,
and this Bible, I believe, I'm pretty sure it's a German Catholic Bible. Doss spoke fluent German. So that is a German Catholic Bible.
That's awesome.
And we get tons of crazy activity.
I bet. No, that like from a historian point of view, that's awesome. I mean, but like from a ghost guy point, I bet.
Yeah.
This girl here on the chair, is she haunted, or is she just like kind of sitting there for show?
She most certainly is. So my wife has a niche for haunted dolls. My wife has several.
Oh, you guys are one of those. You guys are those people, huh?
No, not this one. Not this one.
Oh my God, I hate dolls.
Has a niche for dolls, and I have to make rules. Like, this doll is not traveling back with us.
No.
Like, you are not she is a
closet.
She loves it. I
had an aunt growing up with a doll collection. She was like she was not a nice woman, and her dolls just like projected this. I fucking hate dolls. Cody and Story, who just popped in on the chat thing there, they had some they had this like haunted museum of stuff, and a lot of it was awful dolls.
Creepy ass dolls. Yeah.
I can't stand dolls, dude. Thank you. No, thank you. I had this kid that I was like mentoring years ago. I don't know if he was autistic or he had Down syndrome or what, but he wanted to get into like ghost hunting. So we went out to some spots and stuff, and we had some like kind of experiences. He would send me pictures. I'm like, dude, he's like, dude, I got an orb. And I sent him, I'm like, I hate a birthday ball. It's like the reflection of your camera in the window, whatever, So then he wanted to have a paranormal experience so badly, he went on to eBay and he bought a haunted doll. I'm like, why would you do that? He's like, because I want to have an experience. So what did you do with the doll? He's like, I brought it into my apartment. Why would you do that? It's a haunted doll. Within weeks, he's contacting buddy. This is crazy. Stuff is flying out of my cupboards. Like this stuff is banging in the middle of the night. No shit. You brought the doll in your house, dude, didn't you? I did. All right. He's like, do you have like a demonologist? And
How about you just get rid of the doll? It'll be fine.
Stop buying fucking haunted dolls off the internet. Why would you bring this shit into your house? I don't know, but you did. So I mean, nothing against you, but I mean, you're
not offending me. This I'm the wife that we're out antiquing, and I'm trying to deter her from the aisles that I'm seeing a doll sitting down there.
Pull her away from the dolls by all means. For you, for me, for everybody. Dolls are not fun.
Yeah. Not for me anyway.
I'm gonna try and flip. See if this flips. Did this flip? This flip?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, hold on. Stop sharing. Buddy messed it up, and I'm gonna go back really quick to this. Okay. Share that. And you see that?
I do.
Okay, so we see what I'm looking at. Right.
Same room.
What is this?
This is same room. Yep. It's just a mantle that's there in the living room between two different doorways, and just one of our voice boxes that are sitting up there.
This is a voice box here. This like treasure chest.
Yep.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Nice.
Yeah.
So is that microphones on the outside here on the right?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's-
like we have some equipment that we just leave in there that if people
yeah.
are free to use it if they want to.
Yeah, that's epic. All right, cool. What's
Yeah.
the next photo is? This is the barber chair, I take it.
This is the barber shop. So this is
That's
where I
cool.
told you that he connected the two buildings together. This is the ramp that takes you from the kitchen up into the barber shop.
When did he make that addition?
It was in 1940 something was when he built the barber shop, but then it was about 15 to 20 years later that he actually connected the two buildings together.
Oh boy. This is like the giant old wooden crucifix on the wall there.
Yeah, and I will tell you, like 80% of what is in the house is original to the house. Like we went like so crazy fun fact. This place was hoarded out when we got this place, right?
Oh yeah, I bet.
So we tried to keep as much original stuff as we could. Anything that was hanging on the walls, we left it there. We figured anything religious was meant to be there, we left it there.
Yep.
We found so that is actually Doss's barber mirror there. And then on that little stand there was all of his tools and books that we found.
Shit,
that's
freaking awesome.
Riddle me this. So the entire house was hoarded out, right?
Yep.
Why wasn't there a single thing in the old basement? Not a single thing.
Because nobody wanted to go down there.
I mean, well, because you have the front basement, which is a little bit newer, and then you have the back basement. And when I tell you this place was freaking hoarded out, I mean it was hoarded out. And there wasn't a single thing in that original basement. Nothing.
Would you want to go in that basement and put shit down there?
I mean, if I was a hoarder, I probably would just toss
maybe
shit in from the doorway.
Gives you extra room, but
right. But yeah, we thought that was really freaking weird. Really freaking weird. There wasn't a dang on thing in there. But yep, that's the good old barbershop.
All right. I think. This is the festival you guys are having, the Creep It Real, in a couple weeks, and this is at the Doss House.
Well, there's going to be events happening at the Doss House, but the vendor event is at the Old Stone Jail in Evansburg.
Awesome, that's great. Yeah. What do you guys charge for an entrance fee? What's
admission to the festival is free. It's free to the public. The only thing that's additional charges is the only thing that is additional for charge is there's a couple private investigations with seances with Patty Negri. There's some meet and greets with Heather and Santiago and the Blue Bodie, a couple workshops that they're offering. But those are the only things that we're charging for. But it is absolutely free to come in and check out the vendor fair, meet everybody, say hello, get some good food.
That's good. Yeah, that's all sounds wonderful. You don't have to pay a ton of money. It's just that's awesome. That's great.
Come and hang out with some cool people.
Yeah, and I like the activities part of it all. It kind of breaks up the day a little bit, makes it a little bit. Hey, I got this going on. Blah blah blah.
Absolutely.
You can talk to people and then go sit in a haunted room with them and do haunted stuff. That's always fun.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah, well, Sean, I usually go till 9:30, closer to not close to 10 because I have another guy coming on at 10 and get haunted. But I usually cut it closer to 9:30. We've gone about an hour now. I have to work a double tomorrow at 7 a.m. to 11
worries,
p.m.
Man. You do what you gotta do.
It's been great talking to you. I've heard a lot of great things about the Doss House, and I'm glad I definitely got you guys on. You can come back on anytime. I love to sit there and chat about ghosts all day and every day.
Sounds good to me.
But love to have you back on. People can check her out at it's under construction, the Doss House /PA.com.
Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, we're all over.
Oh, you're on TikTok too? Do you do ghosty stuff on the TikTok?
Oh yeah, we're on TikTok all the time. And then when we do stuff, live events at the house, we come up on the Unique Paranormal 1.5 on TikTok as well.
Oh, that's cool. People can check you out all over the place. That's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Tune in this Thursday for Three Dudes Brews, episode 9, cracking it open from Crafted Hope Brewing in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. I've mentioned East Greenwich a few times tonight. Check out next Tuesday on the Ghost and the Goat, the Ghost and the Goat, as we welcome another owner of a haunted house up there in New York. wretched Buffalo Bills fan, Dan Cleese, will join us of the Hills. Yeah,
Hinsdale. The Hinsdale house.
Hinsdale house.
He is an awesome human.
Yeah, I love him, and it's the whole campaign with his daughter has been like absolutely heart-wrenching and amazing, her journey. So we're gonna have Dan on. We're gonna talk about ghosts in his house and things that he's up to lately. For Shauna and for the Dawson house, this has been Buddy Thayer, the Ghost and the Goat. Yeah, just keep it real. Stay tuned to get haunted, and just remember, guys, it's just people. Just treat them like people. All right, they're not scary, awful. Most of them are, but they're just people. Have a good week, guys. Take care.